From the public garden to the Arnold Arboretum, you can find a spectacular show of gardening wonders in Boston, but the same can also be said about the backyards and micro parks of the city's neighborhoods. One place where the gardens will be on display is West Roxbury, where a tour will be held June 22nd by the Evening Garden Club. Our guest is the Vice President, Ann Morgan. Thank you very much for being with us, Ann.
Thank you, Chris, for having us.
First of all, why you are so wrapped up in this kind of gardening?
Well, I guess it always goes back to my great Aunt Mary, who taught me how to garden and sort of instilled her passion in me. And then, as I think is true for many of our members, it's kind of a hybrid of learning more for my own personal use and also taking care of our beautiful town of West Roxbury and making it even more beautiful and doing some public work.
Well, talk about the kind of backyard things that people are doing, because they're not just making stuff grow, they're creating space or a room, maybe.
Right, exactly. Well, there are 9 sites on our tour. 6 of them are residential sites, 3 of them are public sites. And that's a very special year for us because we have never had quite so many sites, nor have we ever had quite so many award winners. And to focus just for a minute on the residential sites, I was back visiting them in the last few days, just seeing how they're doing, putting the finishing touches on everything. And they, I think there's some very distinct similarities among the residential sites and also some unique differences and variety. The similarities, obviously they are all gorgeous, gorgeous gardens. They were handpicked by our tour committee, who has a great eye for beauty and includes a horticulturist. But what's really special and unifying, I think, about all the sites is the people. These are really, really wonderful people who love to open their homes to the public, love to share, love to talk about their homes, and are really, really giving. One example is there is a lady who's 70-something who's in the same home she was born in. She has an amazing garden, and every single plant in her garden was a gift from someone, and she can tell you the story of where she got it, when she got it, why she got it. And she now returns the favor by giving away a lot of plants of her own. So she's a real local treasure. There was a lady on the tour who has a flower bed she calls her infirmary bed, where all the sick plants go, hopefully to be healed. So she pointed that out to me and told me all the little tricks and techniques that she's using to, revive a failing hydrangea or something. So they're really, really great about sharing. They're also really interesting people who bring a lot of who they are as individuals to their garden. For instance, there is a woman who is a fine furniture maker. She has built custom sculptures for her garden. Her partner is a professional landscape designer who has acquired a huge conifer garden, including a 15-foot monster that's called an Alaska yellow cypress. That is something to behold. It has a way of being very tall and not very fat, because these are smallish
and plenty of shade, too.
And plenty of shade, but it's 15 feet tall and probably no more big around than that. There is a couple who are professional musicians and have had the opportunity to travel extensively in conjunction with their music, and spent time in the Orient, and they have installed a small Zen garden in their backyard. So again, a reflection of who they are as people. And there's one particularly fun homeowner who actually has disguised his garden shed as an outhouse. So he's a very fun person and going to be very enjoyable. And then, as I said, there's a lot of variety and a lot of differences. I think part of that stems from what the individual gardeners and homeowners are trying to achieve in terms of the experience they want to create in their gardens. There is a garden that the owners call a romantic escape, and that uses a technique that's very prevalent in England called layering. And with layering, the goal is to keep the garden in bloom for 3 seasons. So you interplant different species in the same beds so that as one layer fades, another layer takes over, and you have that constant beauty and that constant color.
This tour will also include some public spaces.
It will, yeah.
One of them is a church, but we also have a photo of one of the other public spaces, and this is at the West Roxbury Branch Library.
Yes. The West Roxbury Branch Library is a standard fixture on our tours. People love it. It actually, maintaining the garden garden. There is a reading room in the back, which is going to be the focus of the tour. There are also plantings in the front of the library, which our garden club works with the Friends of the Library organization to maintain. And in that back area, there is a fountain, a granite fountain, called the Mary Draper Fountain. Mary Draper was a well-known Boston figure in the Revolutionary War who helped the soldiers and kept them clothed and ministered to their injuries, etc. So the fountain is hers. Around that fountain there is a beautiful circular bench where typically the library will have reading hour for the children. And all of this is surrounded by beautiful hedges and lush greenery and additional flower beds that keeps it, constantly in bloom from spring straight through to very late fall, early winter.
Well, I imagine a lot of these gardeners like to live in a nice neighborhood even beyond the backyard, and I guess one of the reasons you're having this tour is basically to raise money for some of that public neighborhood garden space.
Exactly. We have 4 sites that we as Garden Club members maintain. They are the West Roxbury Parkway entrance to the Allendale Woods Urban Wild, which is a huge woodland. There is also a monument at that location to the annexation of West Roxbury by the city of Boston, which took place in 1874. So the plantings that we do, the planters that we maintain, try to highlight that monument as well as the entrance into this beautiful woods with its trails and its walkways. There is a school on Washington Street called the Beethoven School where we maintain plantings. We actually, in the fall, work with second graders to teach them how to plant bulbs. So that's part of our mission of extending our passion for gardening, to the next generation and getting them excited.
I know you've got a couple of other sites there too, but we do have to make sure we let our viewers know where they can get tickets or at least
Absolutely.
more details about this.
For tickets, there are advanced tickets for $15. They are available at 3 retail locations on Center Street in West Roxbury, which is kind of the main drag. Halls of Tara Florist, Maria Lisa Bridal and Boutique, and Picture This, which is a frame shop. The day of the tour, the tickets are $18 and they are available at all of our sites, but the most easy to find is the West Roxbury Public Library, which is very prominent also on Center Street. And for more information, folks can search for us on Facebook. We have a Facebook presence. There's a lot of info there. Or Google us, and we'd have a brand new website that has a lot of information as well.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
From the Evening Garden Club of West Roxbury, Ann Morgan.